Fashion Dolls, and we're back with Mykel C. Smith, creative director and stylist to the models, and so much. We're going to be talking about fashion a little bit this evening. I had to change. I did a brief outfit change earlier, so I'm going to send this back to Mykel so that we can continue this interview. We don't want to waste any precious time. So let's get right into it. All right, and they are back. Out Helmut Newton.
Okay, we're back. Okay.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're
Now you
back.
gotta call
We were
you
talking.
call your cable company, girl. It'd be like you need a high speed
Yes.
internet.
And also, we're getting some rain down here, so that's why it's going in and out.
Where do you live?
I'm in South Carolina.
Okay, South Carolina got to get some south high speed internet. But
Yes.
I live in a building. I live in a building where the internet's pretty good, so I get it. You know. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get the
Yes.
interview.
Yes. We were talking about Helmut Newton and just the
Oh,
inspiration
you
for
said
some of
Helmut
the
Newton.
looks that you.
I was thinking about Helmut Lang. Helmut Newton's a photographer.
Yes.
Yes, I love Helmut Newton. Yeah.
Yes, like I've seen some of the inspiration for that with one of the most recent looks that you did on Reginald. And I said, oh my God, that looks similar to something that Helmut Newton would do. And
Renard
Helmut
White. You
Lang
mean
is one
Renard?
of my favorite. Yes.
Renard White is an
Mm-hmm.
iconic model. And I shot that, to be honest with you, about 10 years ago. I just put it on Throwback Thursdays. So we shot that about 10 years ago with Ava Mueller. Renard, when I grew up, Renard is like older, but, he still got, nice body, nice face. Of course he's a little older now, but he's an icon. He's the first, not just only black, but
Yes.
first model of his caliber, white or black, to get paid, the race teams to get paid. Back in the day, he was the highest paid model ever. So I've known him for a while, and we decided to do a shoot, and I added another guy in, like his son, and then Ava Mueller, which is almost like Helmut Newton. You're bringing him up. She's she's German, so she shoots from a German aspect. So very, very, we got a railroad track in Williamsburg. We got some tires involved, all kind of stuff. So some of my work, when I shoot, I like things to be pretty much timeless. You know what I mean? So you would think that we shot that a couple of months ago, but we didn't. We shot it 10 years ago.
I surely thought so.
Now, some of my work I put up just to see, when you go over so much stuff you've done, you're like, look how much I've done. You look at all the history, you'd be like, if I had $100 for all the work I've done, I'd probably be a millionaire right now. So, but it's just fun to see and go back and see how far.
Are we back, you guys? Did
Hey,
we
Esther,
freeze?
can you hear me? I'm going to be 59 on Sunday.
Yes. Did I freeze, you
You
guys? Am
froze
I
a little
back?
bit. Yeah, you froze a little bit.
Okay. All right. We're good. All right. We were talking about the creative direction and inspiration. Who is some of your favorite photographers? Because I've named Helmut Newton, and I love Avedon as well. So he
I met
shot.
Avedon actually as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I worked
Oh
with
my God, what
Avedon
was
at the
that
beginning of my
experience like? You
career.
have to tell me.
I worked with him at the beginning
Huh?
of my career. I used to be a waiter in a restaurant, and he asked me to. He used to come there all the time, and that's when I was just starting to get into fashion. So I knew who he was. Nobody in the restaurant knew who he was. I knew who he was. I was like, oh my God, this is Avedon. And then we talked. Scavulo came in. They came in together. Scavulo and Avedon. So I was like, I just love your work, and I'm trying to get into this business. I tried not to break protocol, but everybody kind of liked me working there anyway. So I was the only black person amongst a sea of white waiters. So we used to work at this place called Contrapunto. So he said, oh, why don't you come to the studio and see what I do? So then one day, hey, Aisha, one day, I hold the clothes. They had a stylist there. She's freezing again. She had a stylist there. So you let me hold the clothes, and I just came to assist, and he had me back 3 times, and it was the best experience of my life. That's what I knew that I wanted. I had a lot of experiences like that coming into the industry. Like I worked with Naomi Campbell once. We used to be like really great friends. I went to the set with her when she was shooting Vogue, the cover of Vogue. We used to hang out and go take dance classes together. So yeah, I've had a lot of those experiences. Like Avedon was amazing, Scavula was amazing. Jonathan Mannion, which came out of Avedon, is a really great photographer. But where I'm at now in my career, and where I'm at now, and I say journey, I hate that word career. I have a lot of young photographers I'm working with, like Rico Kennard, Ava Mueller, which is like the one who shot that. Then I have this other guy named Prince, which I'm starting to work with. I'm really, even though I admire all the older, like Keith Majors is a wonderful photographer. We can go on, and he's a black photographer as well. There's so many other ones you can go on, but now I'm really focused on what's now in my life. And I have so many young photographers, young stylists, young visionaries that's following me that are like my kids. And, yeah, I have a lot of a really, really young talent that I'm working with. I just had a guy that I discovered in the lobby of my building, and now he walked the Louis Vuitton show. He's 17 years old. I discovered him because I scout models once in a while. It's just something I do. I'm not a scout, but I promote. If I see somebody I like, I'll probably shoot them and I take them to the agency, and the agency ends up, like booking them, like working with them. Like I saw him in the bottom of my building. He's never been on a plane before in his life. First time, 17 years old. His name is Javon. And his first job out, what you call it, just died. Virgil just died, which is really sad. Virgil from LV.
Yes.
So he actually was interviewed
Ugh.
personally by Virgil for the job, and then he ended up walking Louis Vuitton his first job. He's never been on a plane before, never been outside of New York, 17 years old, and now he got the Louis Vuitton show. It was crazy. So I guess I still have the eye a little bit.
Yes, you do. You do. And every day I'm scrolling down my Instagram feed, I'm always looking for fashion inspiration. I'm like, what is Mykel going to post today? It's always some sort of fashion inspiration. And it's not only fashion inspiration, but it's black beauty because we don't see a lot of that in this particular industry, the fashion industry, because of the diversity issue. But I think we're getting a little bit better.
We're
So
getting, and I've been
shout out.
casting
Yeah.
diversity since I started. Yeah, I work with Sedona Marley, as you know, which is Bar Marley's daughter. So I do all of her. I used to do all of her runway shows when she had a clothing line. Now she has kids that are like who I knew since they were babies. Like Skip Marley, I styled him as well. Skip Marley's Bar Marley's grandson, and they're like nephews to me. And also her son Say Say, which just got signed to an agency too, as a model, is what I have him
Oh,
signed as well. So I've been, people just say this is a new thing, but I've been casting diverse models from Asian to black to Chinese. I mean, to Asian to black to Spanish way back in the day when I used to do her show. I'm talking about 20 something years ago. I always had a diverse cast. And we hope it lasts. I'm hoping it's not a catchphrase. Like right now in the showroom I'm working in, and I don't think it's intentional. They have one other black person in there besides me. But at the end of the day, I'm not even looking at it that way because they're not like, even though they work in fashion, they're really great businessmen and they've been through some things. But everybody in this whole situation have embraced me. When I walk through the showroom, they have embraced my talent. They open the doors for me to making sure everything is taken care of. So we're going to have a big space we're opening up very soon. But we did a small launch party just to introduce me being there, and it was very successful. Constance White, everybody came. So I'm looking at, of course, we see the racial diversity, but then some of our own, to be honest
yes.
too, I'm going to say something that people probably don't want to hear. Some of our own black people could be haters. I mean, they do some stuff to each other that's really, really crazy. People need to hear that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons I came on to you. I like your personality. I like that you're like trying to grow a brand and you're growing a brand. So I said, you know what? That's what I do. Some people, if it's not Vogue, it's not just they don't want to do it. Our own people. But I'm like, you have to. I guess it's reach one, teach one. I hate that. I'm very selective of what I'm doing to do. And I always like your eyes. Your eyes always get it from me. You give me this like deer in the headlight eyes, but you're very, very beautiful. So I say, when you reached out to me, I said, by all means, yes. And you're doing something positive. You're not out there beating somebody up or on the internet talking about somebody's mama and fighting, and you get your little dream girl's outfit on, honey, with the shoulder blades. So
Yes, and I try to keep it classy. One thing about fashion is that I tell people this all the time. It's about confidence. It's about attitude, and not just through your personality when you're dressing, but
Right.
it shows up when you're doing business. So that's what it's about for me. So shout outs to my mom for that. I give credit to my mom for that because she said it's
Hi,
a time and a
Mama.
place to play and everything. So she said, when you're doing these interviews, you got to bring it. You got to bring your A game. When you're doing business, you have to bring it. You have to bring your A game.
Yeah, you
So
have
yeah,
to. You
I give
have to bring
credit
your
to
A
my mom
game,
for
and
that.
that's what people don't see. They see social media and they think it's easy. It's not. Like me being in the showroom is a lot of pressure right now, and it's actually I don't think that I'm ever too. I know the back end of business and selling and stuff, but now I'm learning so much more about even being there. Even though I'm bringing a lot to them, they're bringing a lot to my plate. I'm going to have my own office finally with me, MCSC on the door, and the brand of their brand as well on the door. So it's a beautiful space. I can't wait to get the launch party done. Yeah, and they're so nice to me there. They're very nice and cooperative. And, I ask for something, it gets done. I'm bringing it through, what I'm saying? There's no jealousy, no. I've had some incidents where I walk into a situation from my own people, and they have been very, and maybe the designer or someone, I don't want to mention any names, that's not necessary, because we're all past that. We pretty much got, but it was hard for me in the beginning because they were very intimidated, and that's not what I was bringing to the table. I wanted to embrace them and just bring what I do to the table. I'm not there to intimidate anyone. But that's in the past now. We pretty much got on an even kill. Right here with this situation, they love everything that I'm doing. I'm controlling everything, the Instagram, to just who they pick as models. It's a dream job. I'm not giving up my company. My company is just merging with theirs. You know what I mean? So it's
And
a
it's a
great
dream
thing.
come true that this is happening. Like this is unreal, for this brand, particularly brand right here, Mykel C. Smith,
Right.
to be collaborating with another brand and them coming together. This is everything because when it comes this year at the Met Ball, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Shout outs to La Roach. He bought a whole table of content creators that are in the fashion industry that are molders and shakers with him because we know that there's an issue with diversity in this industry, the fashion industry. So yes, we need more companies like this, like Michael C. Smith and others.
Thank you.
It's so many out here to name a few that help models, when it comes to styling and getting shows and the great Beth Ann Hardison.
Oh,
I
that's
was
my
reading the
mother.
article.
That's my mother. We're very close. I know Beth Ann very well. Constance White, Beth Ann Hardison. I can name a few others. They're very, very close to me. Beth Ann, I reach out to her for information. When I ask her to do something or to help me on something, she always does. She's very selective, but she always does. She'll text me. Sometimes she'll see me on Instagram, maybe even watching something like this, and she'll leave. Cole Franks, which is one of my new proteges, that's with Soul Model Management. He's watching. Hi, Cole. Okay. Cole is going. He was in the showroom today as one of my fit models, and they love him. You know what I'm saying? He's very, very good. He's going back to Michigan for the holidays, and then off to Paris. And models, like the models, they're like my kids, and like stylists, like Mickey Boom, and you're mentioning Law Roach, Mickey Boom, Victor,
Oh,
Altorian is like my brother. My little brother Chad is like my brother. We have a group of us, and they always. Carol Trisdale from the CFDA, she supports me all the time. It makes me tearful. They're giving me actually a dinner party tomorrow night. So, it's like, then, my new situation with Joe and Mike. These are all people. Ron from Code of Individuality. I don't know if you saw that up. And his wife, Christy. I'm having a new, and it's just this resurgence. It doesn't mean it's easy, because I had to cut off some stuff I used. People will waste your time. So now but it's like a flower that's blossoming at 59 years old. So 60, I'm gonna do it up, girl. Really good. Okay. Hi, Tony,
I
Jared.
see
Okay, a
everyone
lot of
else
people I
just
see in
coming
here.
in.
Huh?
And they're enjoying this conversation because it needs to happen. More and more people in our community need to be supporting more black-owned fashion brands, more black-owned agencies.
Right.
And I brought up Beth Ann Hardison, who is a legend and a pioneer in the fashion world. I was reading through Essence magazine, and it had Veronica Webb on the cover,
Right.
and she was talking about how models, were coming in to get booked for go and things like that. And how Beth Ann was on the phone
The
and
Black
she
Girls
said, "Oh,
Coalition.
we've
Yeah.
seen so many." Yes,
Yeah.
how they were going in for the model casting call and things like that and such. No, my bad. It had Naomi Campbell on the cover. This
Okay.
was 1991 or 1992, and it had Naomi Campbell on the cover, and it said "Hot Sizzling Summer."
I remember her. She had on
And
white. I think she had on white. I remember that picture.
yes,
Yeah.
and Beth Ann was in there. She said, "Oh, not another one of these girls." Like it was a lot of girls that had like my hair, long hair, and things like that. She said, "We need to see other girls. Send another girl in." So yeah, it was like that back in the
Yeah,
day.
Beth Ann had an agency too on Moore Street. It's Beth Ann, and then she opened a black agency where she had the twins Dora and Laura. She had a lot with Samba. She had a lot of the black superstars with her. So she's and Beth Ann is still out there doing it. I don't really want to mention her age because I don't really know, but I know she's up there, you know. But she shot something the other day, and where she was in a bikini and a bra and the panties, and you never seen her like that before in a bikini or something like that. And her body looks tight, but she got Gucci now. And so when I look at when people
Yes.
ask me how long I'm going to be doing this, I look at her as an inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because she's it. Like she's getting more powerful now. She's always been powerful, but she's more powerful now than she's ever been. You know what I mean? And she's doing movies. When I was in Atlanta recently, I just came to Atlanta. We texted each other, and she was saying she was in Atlanta coming past me. I was going to try to see her, but she was in Atlanta shooting. She was playing something on a comic book on fucking what is CNN? See something, one of those things, CW, whatever. I don't watch regular TV, but she was watching. She was playing. It was something about a superhero, and she was playing a villain. Okay, so I look up to her, and actually, some of my blueprint is coming from her. Not all of it, but some of it.
And I definitely can see some of the influence definitely in just Mykel C. Smith. Like a lot of these designers and pioneers that are in the fashion world, I can see a lot of that.
Yeah, it's like my company is almost like an Andy Warhol factory, where it's based off of creativity, doing business. You know what I'm saying? So I have a cashier of makeup artists, hairstylists, photographers. So you come to us with a project and you're serious about paying, we go ahead and bring the coin. Okay, so we go ahead but I've also been very inspirational, helping people out. Like I had this kid named Jeremy Jarrell that had a line, and he was from the Bronx, and he wanted to start his own line, and he had some hoodies and stuff. So I came in, you paid a little something, not what my clients normally pay, and I did like an incubator thing where I was just trying to put new people on and trying to give them their start, and then I introduced him to like publicists, and then we had a hoodie sale. He sold them out. He's doing pretty well now. He's a father now, but he's doing pretty well. And like even when we work with Coach, individuality, they have a young designer in there. Named Angelo, who works on they have another brand called Human. So he works on that side as well. So yeah, I try to bring people underneath me, but I have to be very serious with these kids these days because some of them want to get in and then leave. And they, oh, when is call time? When is rap time? I'm like, honey, you just got here. So it is a
Uh
very
huh.
serious business. And now before I used to be more lenient, but now I'm really, really tough. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm very, very strict about how I do my business because it's hard to get a client, and then you could lose a client over some foolishness, like losing a dress or something like that. You know, so I've had some incidents out of my own people, but I have a cachet of people of different colors around me. But you know, a good creative director, like my partner, is a blonde-haired white guy lives in Holland, and he does all the art direction. When you see the logos and the themes go up or the announcement, he does all of that. You know, and we work well together. We've only met each other twice. You know, but we get on conference calls, on Zooms. He lives in the Netherlands. So he's blue-haired, white, straight man with a family. So it's all about your energy, like I said, embracing each other's. And when as a good creative director, I don't stand over my people's back and say, this is what you need to do. They have to bring me the ideas. I think of the idea. If I don't like it, I say no. You know what I'm saying? But I pretty much let them come up with some ideas too, like this
Uh
Val.
oh.
I let them come up with some ideas. We get on the shoot. Sometimes we may have a storyboard, but then we'll change it. What do you think we should do? And I said, they said, what do you want to do, Mykel? I said, what do you think we should do? And they always come up with the great ideas. As a creative director, you got to let your artists actually put their input too. If you're going to be a strong creative director, you have to let them put their input so it all works out. When it's wrong, I'll be like, that ain't going to work. You know, I know it's not going to work. But I let them come along and play off the cuff a little bit, no matter who the client is, and then it comes out beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. All right, Fashion Dolls, we are going to play a game. We're not going to do the rapid fire, but we're going to do something called the Fashion Edition. So, Mykel, I'm going to give you the name of a few designers, and you give me a mood or an action that describes the way you feel about this designer. Okay,
Okay.
so the first one that I'm going to name is Alaya, Isadine Alaya.
Iconic.
Okay, the next one, John Paul Gaultier.
Edgy. Edgy.
Okay. Vivian Westwood.
What else say with her? Radical.
Okay. All right. Uh, uh, Willie Smith. Willie Smith.
Simplistic elegance.
Yes. Yes. All right, Fashion Dolls. That is it.
Thank you. Thank you. This is so pleasure. Now I can go and take me, I guess I can say this live. Take me an edible and eat. I'm trying to be careful with that, but because everybody ain't going on. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat something, and I'm gonna really actually finish cleaning my place up. My sister's coming over. He said he has a birthday gift for me. We're gonna chop it up a little bit, and of course, I can never. I have some emails to send out. I'm gonna work, but I'm gonna try to take it easy this weekend. And then slide into
Yes.
my 59 years. Okay. But thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. It was such a pleasure. Your energy is everything, and just hearing some of your stories from some of these icons. You're an icon yourself. It's
Uh,
just
and I'm
I'm
just an
getting
old black
goosebumps
girl
all
from
over because I
Chicago.
love fashion. I'm such a fashion girl.
I love you. And when you're in New York, anytime, look me up. Come over. I'm right in Midtown. Call me. You got to get to New York. Maybe you should come for Fashion Week because I think that your platform is gonna open up. Keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get there. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep hope eternal. You know what I'm saying? Stay looking beautiful. Be you all the time. Be you with your energy. What I like about you, you're not being you and ratchet. You have some sophistication to what you're doing. Okay. So open it up, and I will always support you. And I'll throw some kind of names, a couple of names somewhere to you, maybe some other people you can interview as well. Okay?
Thank you so much. I would truly like that. Thank you.
Bye bye. Have a nice
All
evening
right.
now.
You too,
Bye
ladies and
bye,
gentlemen.
guys.
Mykel C. Smith. Take care.
Bye bye now.